Sorry, I had to wipe the tear from my eye. I was just so moved for some reason, somehow. Hi, welcome back to VFX and Chill with Hashi and Seth. Guess who the hell we are? That right there. Well, I pointed that way, so that's Michael. He's coming first this week. Please welcome Michael Slapsky to the show. Before I get to our other co-host, Michael, how was NAB?
Oh, I had a great time. The National Association of Broadcasters have their yearly show this week, and I was there on the show floor. I had a live presentation from the Maxon booth for about 50 minutes of rapid fire ways to save yourself some time. Well, the first half of it was not that rapid fire, but it was very full of tips. And then I was sitting on the demo station most of the rest of the week, showing off the cool things you can do with Cinema 4D and Magic Bullet Suite and Trapcode Suite and VFX Suite. And I blew some people's minds. Oh, and Universe.
When do you not?
My mind with the double clicking on properties to set them to the default values tip. I didn't know that, and the number of times I want to reset a specific value but not reset the whole system.
Yeah.
Anyway, story of my life.
Yeah,
there's lots of tips. It'll be back. It'll be live like as its own segment. It'll be on Maxon's YouTube channel. You can watch the whole show. I'm the last one on day one. But it was a lot of fun. I blew some people's minds. There was a poor guy who came to the booth. He edited in Avid Media Composer, which I'm not saying Avid Media Composer is bad. It's great if you're doing like a long television series
you heard it
or
here, folks.
A feature film, and like you need to like have a bunch of people editing all at once, and it's like but if you're just a person doing like smaller, like a one-person team doing video, like it's not the best choice.
Michael Zalewski, not have it about some people's.
I haven't even introduced Hashi yet, and we are all into Michael's hot takes, and he is already crapped on Avid Media Composer.
No,
what else? What else sucks?
It's not a hot take. Like it's like it makes life harder for you for the little things you need to do when you're not part of a big team of people working. And it doesn't have some things you would expect an editor to have, like blending modes. So he was at the booth and he used Magic Bullet stuff, but he had never heard of Universe. I'm like, oh my gosh, Universe gives you blending modes in Avid. Like you can blend, and if you're an After Effects user, by the way, you can build your own bespoke blending modes. It's craziness, but. So for him, I was showing him all the motion graphics tools, like making a line with an arrow in the end, really easy in Universe.
Good on you to show off modes. People don't talk about modes enough. Like, if only we were in a situation of power where we could speak on these plugins in a public and training way. But absolutely fantastic work, Michael, doing that, because that's an important cause. This disembodied face and voice over here that I haven't introduced yet, this handsome son of a bee, is Mr. Daniel Hashimoto. How are you, sir?
I'm doing very well, Seth. And for the record,
I
don't have anything major against trees and cats.
He just wants to burn them on 420.
I am supportive of trees and of cats.
Actually, I will say to the audience, to the many of you out there viewing, just mere hours ago, Hashi and I were messing around with things on Skype, and he just unprompted says, "You think Muldoon walked into every room saying they should all be destroyed? Because I want to do that." And so that's where that came from, because it made me laugh
land one of them eventually. And people are going to turn around and go, "Ooh, who's that badass?"
It's just like, when's Muldoon getting here for Christmas? They should all be destroyed! Merry Christmas, everyone. What are we having for lunch? So we have a very, very specific theme for the show today, which is... What is the theme? Please tell us, audience. We are, I wouldn't say we're unprepared. I would just say Hashi and I have been continuing to mess around in cinema all week.
We can't read the YouTube title below either.
What does it say?
We're in a weird liminal space between...
You know what I kind of want to spend the show doing is that dumb gag we've talked about doing where we've always joked that if we were ever in person, we would set up the OBS stream to look like we're separate, and then start handing each other things like in person, like across the bounding boxes. But now I'm thinking it'd be funny if like we made some arms that could just go behind the bounding boxes. So if I reached over here, like it came up, and we could do like we could just hand each other like various things. I kind of want to just do that on the show.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like that would lack some of the educational content for which we are known.
We are known for that educational content, and we need to live up to that. Those standards.
I'm going to share my screen here for a second, Seth, because it could speak a little bit to you. Like, speaking of handing.
Oh
over
yeah,
things.
you went down a rabbit hole. Like, I didn't hear from you for a couple days, and you came out of it like that with this. So what? Oh, there it is. So what is this?
So y'all are getting up in arms about trees and cats. But I want you to know. I want to know if you would feel the same way about this. If I said I was going to kill it with fire, would you tell me?
Is it leaving a trail across the hand as it moves?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it is.
It which hurt my flesh a little bit. Like it's a fresh sick burn.
Anyone care to name this thing in the chat? What do you think this is? Feel free to name it.
Our mascot that we'll send to events.
Hashi, I really want to know how.
VFX and chill. Summon the virus. I don't know.
Someone, what is this thing? Name it, chat folks.
Name it, please. Thank you.
There's bunches of you. Name it.
Well, first of all, like, can either of you spot the similarities between our beautiful Ave Maria copyright strike worthy
are we still live?
Yes. Yes, live.
We never know what's going to kill us.
And this right here is that we wanted to talk about physics and you. We last week talked a lot about trees, but then we got a little bit distracted by cats in trees, which was a suggestion from the audience, by the way. So really,
you have all the power.
It's not our fault. I push responsibility to the next person.
We have some suggestions for the name of this thing.
Let's hear.
One person says we should call it Hello from Iran. Another person says we should call it Worked for a Small Mom and Pop Production Company years ago. It's pretty long. Harry Frank thinks we should call it Hey Folks, Happy Friday. Hey Harry.
Oh, hello,
how are
Harry
you, pal?
Frank. It was nice to see you at NAB show. And also say Chris Franos says that it was great to meet me at the show. It was great to meet me.
It's always great to meet you. Brian Smith thinks we should call it Carl. And I can only say it. I'm not British. Carl. Huh? Sorry. I set this thing up to where soundboard where Skype will no longer cancel my voice when you guys are talking, so you will hear everything I say. And what's unfortunate is that now I don't hear what you say when I'm talking because we're of equal volume. So I apologize. Let's go back. What were you talking about? What's productive?
I don't even remember.
What year is it?
You were talking about how you made Carl Leonard Goober.
Carl Leonard Goober.
Those are all the suggestions
CLG.
so far.
That kind of works. I feel like none of these are grabbing me from the marketing standpoint. You know, like it's like sticks in your brain kind of name, like crawls up your nostril, sticks in your brain. Kind of catchiness is what I need.
Sergey Katsume said it's horrible. Hide this example, which I thought was a very professional and polite way to say, get it out of my face. Hide this example.
Hide this example. Okay. Left click, hide this example forever. So, yeah, basically what I realized a little bit after the show was that simulating things with Cinema 4D physics is very fun. And I was curious about how alive you could make something look with no animation drivers. This is just a thing that's rolling down a hill.
But with some noise, right? The noise is where you're getting a lot of the movement-y stuff, right? Yeah.
So it's doing its own thing. It's got there's some turbulence in the scene that's making its little tentacle guys flip around. And this was remarkably easy to build. And it made me think that it would be fun to focus on what other crazy things can happen when you are playing with a new unified dynamic system in Cinema 4D. So I'll stop sharing for now.
What'd you shoot that with? That's like, look at you, that skin, that ring. That's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids scene.
This is the iPhone on whatever, my iPhone
Macro.
11 on the 2.5x lens.
Oh yeah, I gotta get the 2.5 macro X G
I am
time.
right inside a let's see, find the
Inside a
full
horror
clip.
factory.
I am inside a horror factory.
Fun fact: Hashi lives inside of a horror factory, an old refurbished one.
It was so affordable. Like there are. Oh, I forgot about this part of the clip that I added on earlier, which was.
Afraid of the ring
in
light.
hindsight. So yeah, the ring light I'm sure helped with how much definition I can get from the Apple lens, which is pretty cool. But a fun little trick on this part is that I only had animation from here to the end here. I'm just showing this as many times as I can.
Just for you, Sergi.
But I got to this point right here, and I decided to use the lovely Chris Veranos lockdown plugin to do this earlier part of the shot, which I couldn't track well, and give a little bit of just this little extra bit of me bringing it over to the ring light before it starts moving. And I'm really pleased with how that turned out, because really I had to freeze this first frame and add some turbulence to it, and then start rolling the clip backwards, so it's actually ping-ponging there in that little moment. But there's a small moment of like low focus before it does, and it kind of works.
Yes, Harry Frank, I do still have NAB voice, but it does give me this lovely low register. Tumbleweevil is a great suggestion from Brian Smith.
Tumbleweevil.
Okay. I like Tumbleweevil.
All right. Seth, hide my screen for a second because I want to switch over to Cinema 4D, but I think I have some other projects open that I think I've already.
I do want you to show us how you built that in Cinema 4D, because it looks so cool and gross and awful.
I tell you what, I'd love to do two things. One, I'd love to do a recap of building just a standard generic soft body process again, the way we did it with our and what I can do is I can do that with the cat, and then hand it off to you, Hosh, and you can walk through how you built the tumbleweed thing.
Oh, that sounds delightful.
So I'm going to see if I can find my cat file real quick. And
cat file. All right. I am good to share again. I just closed everything. I can reopen it. I also will mention we had a couple of things that we put out to our Twitterverse. Let me see if I can pull it up. You'd think I would have these open and ready to go at all times, but I just don't.
Maxon Training Team also likes Tumbleweevil as a name suggestion.
Tumbleweevil. Okay, that's in the running. I'm digging it. So
Jason Murphy says that lockdown has saved their butt a few times. Yes, I can understand that being the case.
It's indispensable. So,
geez.
One other lovely thing that happened.
Seth, the logo is covering the face of the character.
Oh, something's wrong with the logo?
Yeah, it was covering up the face.
How about now? Damn it, I did the right button. How about now? Is that better? All right, sorry.
So much better.
All right.
So
you finally got something uploaded to Wonder.
I got something uploaded to Wonder Dynamics. Finally,
it's been so hard getting a model up there. How'd you do it?
It is very hard, and one of the really important steps for doing this is actually making sure that you reach out to the dev team and make them fix your file for you.
Hey, whatever works.
Which was delightful. So I really do appreciate it. I believe it. I don't know how to say the singular, but the name listed was Mile is the one who helped me with this, and I really appreciated Mile.
Isn't it true that you opened up up the Discord and the first thing you saw were a wall of posts from Aaron Rabinowitz?
This is true. If you go to any Discord, the front, the homepage will be Aaron Rabinowitz asking a bunch of questions.
Attaboy.
Which makes me happy. So
he was also at NAB, and I got to see him for the split second, and then we never we were all so busy nerding out in our separate conversations. I never actually got back to talk to him for any longer than like 5 seconds.
He's constantly apparating. It's a thing he does now. He just disappears into a cloud of smoke, takes call of craft services, and runs. So tell me about this.
I'll just put these out there because I do want to get to physics and stuff. But Wonder Dynamics has been having a lot of really cool things come up where, basically, I think you've seen lovely examples. Basically, it's this bizarre AI-fueled all-in-one solution to do things like this. Things that seem very, I don't know, This is a great reel. I should.
Okay, well, here's what I would like for you to do,
Here's
Hash.
my playing from JS Films. So this is an interesting AI-based solution that does a whole bunch of things that we've talked about doing independently. But what I've been really curious about is trying to figure out, hey, speak.
I lost audio.
Social
Wait,
situation.
what happened?
Wait.
You guys there?
I'm here.
I hear everybody. Yes.
Oh, I stopped hearing things for some reason.
Oh.
Can you smell toast?
What year is it? No, sorry. What did you just say? I don't know why my audio dropped out.
Oh, I was just mentioning that immediately under Wonder Dynamics, we find Aaron Rabinowitz. Just as we were saying, any nerdy location, you'll find Aaron.
God bless him. I love him so much.
So I actually kind of like this talking head clip that Aaron did here, and I wonder if I should rip it from Twitter and run it through our Business Raptor character.
I also have a clip. I have a clip I would love to give you.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I would love to give you a clip to try Wonder Dynamics and run it through and see if it can come out by the end of the show. I want to see
that
Business
sounds
Raptor.
Like a good idea.
Okay.
All right. I'll log in over here on another page, and I'll show everybody what Wonder Dynamics is all about. So, how do I get to it?
The chat says that the audio cut out for the stream for a second too.
Yeah, it was so weird. I don't know what that was.
Yeah. And Amri says, may I ask the Hashi's computer specs, please?
You may. What? Let's see.
You may get an answer.
I've pulled this up before. I don't remember. It's been a while since I got a new computer, but here are the specs. Let me see if I can make them larger.
Well, we're currently sitting on Seth's.
Oh, we are.
Not on Seth's screen, but just on our faces.
Yeah.
So.
I was just giving you room to log into things.
Why can't I? There they are.
What GPU do you have?
That helps to move them around.
Oh, why isn't? Oh, I thought that it was in the summary. I have a 2080, I think. This computer was built just before the pandemic by Puget Systems for me, which is awesome. We started talking just before, and we're looking forward to seeing everyone at NAB that year, but it got canceled. So yeah, I'm going to open up my Wonder Dynamics homepage over here and show people what it looks like. So if you go to app.wonderdynamics.com, you can request beta access if you don't have it yet. And you can see that I am a member of the closed beta, which is super cool.
You are super cool.
I mean, so they're letting people in as often as they can. But Seth, you said you had a clip for me, and I can use that clip to maybe show people.
I am about to export. Oh no! What I pulled has subtitles. Maybe it won't be.
I mean, that shouldn't be a big deal.
Here's what I really want to see. I was thinking about what would I want to see Business Raptor do, and I'm thinking I'm about to share my screen so you can see it.
Now, one thing about Business Raptor that I will pull up Business Raptor, who I built in Cinema 4D. Wonder Dynamics is built to deal with Blender files, and not a big fan of Blender files in this household.
Yeah, but
it's okay. You do what you can, and if it's free and people are dipping their toes in the 3D pool, that's neat.
All right, here's the clip I want. I want to see Business Raptor do this.
Oh, geez.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think? Think it can handle it?
I think you can handle it.
You do?
I think it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think you might. I've never frame by framed this shot. That's fantastic. All right.
Man.
Wait, Didn't Stu work on this?
What crazy person would take
Oh
on
yeah,
this
Stu
shot?
worked the hell on this. The helicopter, like so much about this helicopter was Stu. He was once told me did he talk about a mission on the show?
He might have.
Look at that spark hit on the roof of the tunnel.
The cable that in the other shots that's between the train and the helicopter, there were no physics sims back then, so Stu had to hand animate that. He did. I mean, that's not all he did in the sequence.
I mean,
but
he
remember him
hand
specifically
animated the
saying
physics of that rolling house in Twister. So, like,
Yeah.
dude can do.
Dude can hand
whatever
animate
physics he
physics for
wants.
you if you just ask him. He'll do it. All right, I'm gonna.
He will build some amazing tools for making your compositing easier, though.
He will do that.
He will.
He has done it. Enjoy your magic bullet looks and your super comp and your real lens flare.
Oh, I opened the wrong version of Business Raptor up, but it looks fabulous.
If we cut over to your screen, I'm sure we'd all see it.
Let's see. Oh, papa! Look at
Oh, and Anya Wedlock says they. Anya
Business
Wedlock says
Chrome Raptor.
they miss the logo, Seth. The logo is gone.
Thank
They miss
you. I missed it too.
Look at
it. That is a very cool looking raptor.
So this is a Raptor with I don't know which blend shape on, but I'm loving it. It's Luscious Raptor right here.
Luscious Raptor. That's my rap name.
Your raptor name?
Yeah.
So let's
Yes,
find-
Michael. Yes.
What was the last version of Business Raptor that I had? So I'm building Business Raptor, and it feels like this particular Business Raptor features in the What's New in Maxon from like September 2022 or something like that. Walking around the Maxon headquarters, doing their thing, texting, I think. And I thought these proportions worked well for it. And as I was preparing this file for Wonder Dynamics, I was looking at it, and my beautiful wife Mandy walks by and says, "That head's small." And I was immediately like, in my mind, like, Mandy, Seth and I have been raptorizing humans.
Yeah.
We've-
I think we know what we're doing, Mandy.
I think I know a little something about. And
She was right. Mandy's always
she
right.
was right. Of course, she was right. Because, sorry, but that dude's head is live action Mario Brothers comedic.
Oh, that's
small.
yeah. We can't say what it is anymore because that's no longer a correct term. But the yes, they are.
Yeah. So like from this proportion, it felt like the right size head to me. But oh, jeez. I'm so
Whoa!
sorry. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, Sergey, just for you, man. All right, let's see.
Sergey's asking, speaking of Sergey, he's saying, why am I so small? Because I'm merely moderating and commenting on the chat stuff. I'm not sharing my screen and doing the thing. I'm just talking
Well,
about
I thought
the
he was speaking first person. Why am I so small? Like, listen,
thing. He says,
we
why is
can't
Michael
answer that
so
for
small?
you.
Yeah.
No, he's not asking why he's small. He's asking why is Michael so small, he said.
Guess
Either way,
what, Hush? Here comes your plate for Mission Impossible.
All right. Well, I will say publicly, Mandy, I am sorry. You were right. The head would look diminutive once you could see the whole body in frame. And it does. Though I honestly feel like something, when I put it through the blender, as it were, I don't know. It feels like the head got smaller than this to me. Maybe I'm just imagining things.
It does feel like they squashed it.
It feels a little smaller. I do know that I had scaling issues. The main notes that I have, if you're someone out there trying to upload a character to Wonder Dynamics, is that you need to follow their template like to the letter, including case sensitivity. Like my character was called character, and I capitalized the C like a dummy, and so I was getting an error. Wonder has also let me know that they're working on doing some really cool, like, universal ways to accept file types and the like.
Yeah,
They're doing lots of cool
I
stuff
feel
now.
like it should. I know that Mixamo grids are very oversimplified, but I still just feel like because that's like such a ubiquitous like thing that I don't know. At least in our circles, it is. I feel like it should be able to accept. And, yeah.
I do think that it's and they're aware of
That said, this is 100% whatever that act like You're
So, yeah.
however many miles in the air on the internet. You're in a flying metal. I forget the act. It might actually be Louis C.K., in which case I'd never mind. But the whole I complaining about how the Wi-Fi isn't working on the plane that you're in.
Yeah, like I can't, like, I had a lot of trouble uploading my custom businessman with a velociraptor head model to a website that is going to take that footage and track it and track it, erase the character, and replace the character in frame with a reasonably composited dummy. This is absurd. And again, I'm sorry. Let's see. I'll put these together in the same composition just so I can do this side by side. Actually, no, I'll put them both in the middle again because I was noticing something that was kind of fun. I was curious if why I didn't mean to create a shape layer. That's how you know it's an imposter and not the real Hashi, is if they reach for a shape layer with all its conveniences instead of a solid.
Hey, I've got two mission plates in the footage folder.
There's no way this one's going to work
for you.
With all that water in front of him. No way.
I mean, this one, the wide one, I feel like it'll work.
I don't know. He loses his legs in the water.
So in the future, Seth, one of the things that I hope that we can do is get good enough with a software like this that we could, I was very interested in this is kind of suit version. Oh gosh, I got some reptilian Astaire frames right here.
That's the Super Mario Brothers.
And is this Vera Ellen? In fact, check me, someone.
Oh, I don't know.
It's not Ginger Rogers. It's the only other person I would know. But look at this. I could comp in the.
Oh yeah.
Look, I could disco legs. I could do bizarre things I can really almost mask between these two. And honestly, if instead of a tall, skinny character with a neck that's a foot and a half long, I went with someone more Fred Astaire proportioned. Fred Astaire's head is forward and down a lot of the time, sitting right above his collar. So, but there is something really cool about the fact that these blend together well enough that you can almost use the contact feet from the original comped over top of it. Anyway, I'm sorry. You've been trying to let me know that there are some clips ready for us to throw in here so they can make during the course of the show. All right. Create new project. Continue. Oh, I didn't explain the steps. You have the option to choose live action. And so I did that. So now I'm going to browse to uploading some videos. Are they in today's folder, Seth?
Yes, in footage.
Lovely.
Hashi, it is important for you to describe your steps because Jason Murphy is having to watch our show in standard definition while flying 30,000 feet in the air, going hundreds of miles an hour.
I love that you're adding this to your long list of favorite folders.
Wait, Seth and I have talked about I have a problem with the fact that my favorited folders
is longer than your most actual directories.
This window.
It's like some people I knew in youth group at church who would highlight the Bible passages they thought were good, and you've highlighted the whole thing. Once you highlight everything, the highlight doesn't matter anymore. If every folder is a favorite, none of the folders are a favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, if everybody's special, no one is. All right, so I gave you two clips. One of them has two shots. I should probably re-render just one shot.
No, that's the interesting thing. You don't need to render them as separate shots. So, yeah, here's what I'm going to do. I'll go back for just a second. So, Wonder Dynamics looks like this when you log in. And then you can say create new project, which I did. When you do that, right now their only option is to do a live action style thing.
I'm confused by it though. Is there the hint of a second one?
There's a hint of a second one, and I will they've got a bunch of stuff up their sleeve is what I'll say. I have no idea what level of friendly discussions I've had, but many things are upcoming that will be cool. So Here's this project. I've uploaded these 2 clips, and then I'll drag this clip in. Neat. I should be able to play through it. Let me see if it pulls it up. I wonder if it might want these as MP4s instead of movie files.
Oh, you can make that happen.
I mean, it shows them on the left, so you'd think.
Maybe it's just it's doing something. I'm not sure. I pulled in the one that had the thumbnail available.
Yeah, I'll do H.264. Hold on. H.264.
All right. Just so we can show it off in the best light possible.
No, here it comes.
You can see the video there.
Mission plate just rendered, and now here comes Mission Aquarium.
Great.
We will not get sidetracked with another version. We will only do this to Tom Cruise today.
Okay. Live action. Continue. Upload some videos. Yes, please. Let's see.
And the second one's coming. Here it comes.
Watch this live from Seth's computer all the way in Nashville at, let me find your
Tennessee.
address.
Yes.
All right.
Let me just
so these 2. I can say open. We've got a pretty good upload speed here, so we'll just grab these and we'll say, let's drag this in, and then we'll drag this one in.
Oh, you're going to do both?
I might as well. I want these both to wait, I think I can. Or did I drag it now? Do I drag it here? Oh, maybe it doesn't want that. I do know that it will work across cut points, which is kind of wild.
Cool. This one only has 1 shot. This
all right. So basically, you have your shot. My gosh, Tom. Wow. So
I mean, I appreciate that we're raptorizing Tom Cruise because it's been our thing.
It's the way God intended.
It really is. So drag in your file, and then you say next, and then it says scan frame for actors, and so I can say scan the frame for actors, and it'll
no actors found, only Tom Cruise.
Only Tom Cruise. So it'll think for a second, usually not very long in my experience, to identify the actor in it, and it'll also be doing this across.
Well, the frame you've chosen has the face right up in the camera, so it may not have that.
It's a good question. I'm not sure if it starts from the first frame or if it's going through the whole thing, because it does, like if you had 2 people fighting and one person was in a red shirt and one person was in blue and they were fighting the whole time, it would identify those actors and try to keep track of them across multiple cuts.
Justin Leduc says that's Tom Cruise's face when someone wants to leave Scientology. And hey, folks in the chat, we all know that we've just talked about Seth being in the Nashville area. Where are you watching from? I know someone earlier said they were watching from. Oh, where they say they're from? Someone already said Iran. Sorry. And where else are the rest of you from? Jason Murphy's
under Jason Murphy's
flying in an airplane.
From the sky. Yeah.
The sky.
Oh, I'm curious.
Wow, it may not get it.
Still doing some frame scanning. Oh, wait. Did it identify an actor? I didn't get a message that it did not.
Yeah.
Mania Wed Black is asking what program is this. Hashi is playing today with Wonder Dynamics, but we are planning to do actual dynamic simulations in Cinema 4D later. This is just for fun.
This happens. This will likely take about an hour to bake.
It says choose an actor. You have the dialogue down there.
So I just want to get this baking early, and so at the end of the show, we can come back to it like a little treat if it all worked.
Adam is watching from Toronto. Sergey is in Ukraine and thinks they deserve a Cinema 4D and Redshift license for free because they had to watch that creature on your screen. Giles Gills is from Belgium. Not sure about the name pronunciation. My apologies. Out Jogging is in Virginia. Nick Smith is in Huntsville. Brian Smith, are you related? Is in Seattle. And Jayanth is in India. Hello, everybody.
What did you click that OK thing
Welcome.
down there?
Scan
frame.
know.
Oh, you already clicked that. That's right.
I clicked that. Okay, it doesn't like this clip.
All right.
Even though, I feel like that's a pretty identifiable body.
Yeah.
Because that's because you are a human.
Fine. Why isn't AI as clever as human? All right, so let's try this aquarium plate. We'll pull it in, and then I'll say next. It's not fair.
Hey, what's the deal with the aquarium restaurant?
Scan frame for actors.
Mr. AE4D.
It doesn't
Look at
want Tom
that.
Cruise. It just wants that guy. All right. So we got
Person
Tom.
1, person 2, that
Wait,
server like
it knows
crouching in the
that
background.
guy,
Person
but
3,
not Tom flying through the air.
And
okay.
I'm impressed by the
This
people
character.
finding.
This is the character. And now you do the super complicated step of choosing one of these characters. Either their presets, these are all their presets right here, or the custom character you've created, Business
I love
Raptor.
the picture that's there for it.
I love that picture. I don't know. It generated that automatically, which is great.
I love this
So
business
now
raptor in the desert, like, hey, Barbara, where are you going?
What's up? And look at that. That's it. You just drag this onto that actor, and now it knows that this is actor 1. And I'll say next
Oh, so you can do multiple actors at once?
Yeah, girl.
at once. Yeah.
It's nuts.
So
This
I
is
would
the
like it-
exciting part. Oh, sorry, I'll
Yeah.
let you talk.
oh yeah, let's render the final composition at 1080. Why not? In an MP4 format because I don't care. I would like the mocap data from it. I would like the clean plate. I'd love the alpha masks and the blender scene.
Eventually,
So-
we'll get the camera track and the character paths, which is very cool.
That is very cool that it gives you those. I was about to ask, does it just give you the flat plate and the flat final thing and just say, we hope we got it, but it gives you the tools to do more comp later.
It does. So this one says it's going to take about 46 minutes, and
Let's move on to some other things.
so we'll check back on that in a little while. I don't know why I would expect a different result, but
don't
I'm
know.
a little bit curious about if I were on, like if the frame you're on matters at all. So I'm dragging this in here, and I want to say, it is crazy that it got those
yeah,
other background actors. and
totally
stuff.
crazy. So let's try it again.
Okay, so when you play through, does this piece play?
Did you upload the right file?
Gosh, I hope so. Maybe I didn't.
Maybe
delete.
it's the ProRes.
Okay, delete, and browse files, and missionplate.mp4 is what I have selected, right? Shows up here. Drag it into here. Great. I can scrub through it.
That's a good one. Do that one.
Okay, so let's say next. Now say
I just
scan the
love
frame
that
back.
scanning
looks
for
like
life
Adam
forms.
Sandler. That definitely looks like Adam Sandler in that shot.
Actors.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
All right. So I have no idea if the frame mattered or whatever, but we'll pretend it did. We'll drag Business Raptor onto here, and we'll bake that. All right. Let's say next. Let's say we want all these things, all the things. I want them. Give them to me. Start processing. Ooh, 37 minutes for that one, 45 for this. So let's check back on both of these
Yeah.
in about 45 minutes, and we'll see how that all goes.
So let's get back to what we were saying we were going to do. So all that's going in the background.
I thought that was a corgi for just a second, and so that we'd be fulfilling our raining cats and dogs prophecy.
You know, I just feel like this cat and I are not finished yet. And so, real quick, just going to remind everybody how we built a soft body dynamic like rig for this cat last
And
week.
how you can too.
How you can too. So, it's really, really like simpler than you would ever even imagine. And I'm going to do it real quick from memory.
Seth can do it.
I'm going to do it. Yes, that's actually true. I'm going to do it real quick from memory. I'm going to forget everything, and I'm going to forget plenty of things.
I'm going to not add a bunch of interruptions to all of your sentences for our snippets editors.
Oh, okay, sure. So the idea is here we want to take this cat. Oh, I'm talking like real training, Seth. Okay,
So like
let's
a
do
cat.
this. I'm going to cat. I barely know her. I'm going to take this cat, and I want to create a soft body rig for it so I can flail it about as I so wish. So I'm going to start by I've got this cat. Here he is. I'm going to, and guys, stop me if I get the wrong thing here. I'm doing this from memory, but I'm going to drop the cat, which, make sure this is named cat. I'm going to drop this into a volume builder. And then I get this cool
And
Digi Marshmallow cat, which is very
And it lands
fun.
on its feet. like a cat should.
And then drop that volume builder into a volume mesher, and I get marshmallow. This is actually milk cat. What I want is marshmallow cat. So I can go in here and turn up the voxel range threshold and get much more marshmallowy looking cat. Get those whiskers there. You think that's fat enough to contain him?
I think that is fat enough to contain.
Now, do I want to do a polygon reduction on him?
First, go to your volume mesher, and there on adaptive, if you turn up that second dial, that'll be doing a bit of polygon reduction already, just right there without even having to jump to another tool.
Then why don't we just keep this?
That's perfect.
All right, so...
I don't usually use the polygon reduction tool anymore. I use the remesher tool and just drop down the number of polygons, and then it does the remeshing. It just gives you the nice clean mesh and gives you polygon reduction kind of all in one step.
Oh, that's smart.
Ooh.
That's very remesh. That's very smart.
Yeah.
So I'll take this, and I guess I'm going to go ahead and just make this editable, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So hitting C does that, correct? And
You did.
I got rid of the cat. Oh no!
You
So
did get rid of the cat.
Here's a fun way to avoid that accident: is in the volume builder. Just instead of dragging it into that object, drag it down here into the list of objects on the volume builder, and that way you can also see where the cat may be.
See if it contains it. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't contain it. So
and look, right there in the shoulder.
Turn up the. There we go. There's
And it would be okay if you had a little bit that wasn't contained, because we have some options with the with what you're going to do later. But it's best if it's all contained. Totally.
So if I hit C on that volume mesher, now I've got the let's just do solo mode here. I've got the cats, and I've got the volume mesher, the marshmallow cat. So what do I want to do with this now? I believe I want to now create use this volume mesher as a cage. I'm going to name it Nicolas Cage.
Can we see the geometry real quick?
You know what, Michael? You can.
NB.
You can. That is the geometry of that marshmallow cat.
Can you show us the geometry of
the? I think you really want to remesh that. You
could benefit from a remesher.
You could benefit from a remesher. Oh, sorry. This is meant to be a snippet to share. Yes. So I will add remesh, drop Nicolas Cage into there, and then I will turn mesh density down. Is that what I want to do?
Well, look at that. Well, first of all, look at that.
Look at
those
that
beautifully laid.
Beautiful marshmallow cat.
Look at that.
I think you can probably also tick that it is symmetrical on an axis too.
Because I don't think so. Look at its feet.
This got bizarrely baked at a weird angle.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Okay. This is meant for snippets, so I can't make the show the day after 420 joke when you say baked at a weird angle. Grace, you're going to cut that, right? Great. So,
look at those beautiful polygon lines.
Look at those beautiful polygon lines on Marshmallow
Cat.
Cat.
The mesh density down will give you a similarly gorgeous topology.
My favorite Gerard Butler film. And I'm going to take this Marshmallow Cat. If you guys are happy with this and don't need to be perfectionists, I'm going to make that editable, and I'm going to rename that to be Nicholas.
Still a lot of points. I would go for a lot of polys.
Fine. Go down.
Is it on density or is it polygon count?
How's that?
You can do either. That's beautiful.
Boom.
Seth, why reduce the number of polygons on this thing? You already have a cat.
Our time is finite. Okay? And we don't want to sit and wait and watch it work really hard just so we can watch a cat flail about.
You're saying that hypothetically, if you were simulating a bunch of clock dynamics on something, you'd want to do it on a lower density model and have that translated to the higher density model?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just still looking at how gorgeous that topology is.
It's great. Real quick, just for reference, I'm going to name this cat Nicholas, and then I'm going to name his cage Nicholas's Cage. It won't be confusing at all. So, Nicholas's Cage. So, Cat Nicholas's Cafe.
I think that it should be an S and then an apostrophe after the S if we're...
not true.
Wait, why? When did that change?
Because Nicholas is not plural, my boy. My good boy.
No, but if it's Nicholas's Cage, possessive, it's Nicholas with an apostrophe after the S.
You're welcome, Grace. Please enjoy editing this snippet. So, this is what happens when we try to create actual educational material for people. So, Nicholas's Cage is now going to contain this. So, I believe what I need to do now is create that cage. And I do that. Don't tell me.
Deformers.
Deformers. You told me. And not
Well,
FFD.
it's supposed to be educational snip.
Mesh, right?
Mesh, perfect.
Mesh. And now what I put that mesh into is Nicholas, and I will take Nicholas's cage and I'll drop it down into here. And now I believe I should be able to. What's that?
Hit initialize first. Hit initialize.
Thank you.
On the mesh deformer.
I almost forgot. Initialize. And now
just for the heck of it, can you go back to the properties there again when you have the mesh selected? So after you pressed initialize, down there's also a twirl down that says advanced. Right now it says for external points, ignore them. And that's where you can get a lot of weird things where, like, if you're missing one of the whiskers, it'll get all weird. But if you tell it to do surface, or I actually don't know what the next one means that is different from surface,
screen goes white.
It'll try to grab everything.
Anyway. Also, Seth, we can see Hashi's screen in the bottom corner of your screen.
Oh, I know. It's important.
I like it, actually.
It's cute. Little business raptor in his T-pose.
So now, I believe if I move this cage around... Oh, that's set to that. If I move this cage around, I will be moving the cat around. I'm not moving the cat. I'm moving the cage. So that means if I apply some fun things like noise or displacer, let's drop that into the mesh here. No, wait, what did we do last week? No, let's just do that. And shading, I'm going to do custom shader, and I'm going to select noise. And what's your favorite noise, Michael?
Naki.
Here we
or
go.
Luca.
Let's go with Luca.
Both good.
Sweet movie. And I believe I need to go then into the noises. Animation speed, let's just do 100. And should it work just out of the box now? Yeah, look at that cat. That cat's wiggling around. So if I turn the scale up...
No, not the scale. You need to go to the deformer.
Oh.
Yeah, the displace deformer, and you say back up, and you say further more centimeters.
More centimeters, yes. Whoa!
Oh!
But you do probably want to turn the scale up.
That's what I was going
on
for.
The noise
Thank
too.
you. Yes.
Yeah.
That was my goal here, is to go into the noise, turn up the scale so that I'm getting a bigger... It's because what I want to do is I'm not trying to really deform, like... I'm not trying to make it look like his skin is wiggling around. I'm trying to make it look like he is wiggling around. So now if I go into the displace objects here and I turn up the amount... So that's doing crazy stuff. You know what I think I might want to do is this... I did this all wrong.
Well, look how you could turn it into like a Siamese cat as you turned up the displacer. That was really cool.
But I need to remember... I need to try and figure out what I did last time. I think I actually did forces and I did turbulence.
I think you did turbulence, but I think you might have made it a soft body object before that.
That's it. So, okay. So I'm going to tags onto Nicholas's cage, simulation tags, and I'm going to say soft body, right? We did cloth at one point, and we blew it up.
Well, they're all, yeah.
I will say I was playing a lot in Cinema 4D at NAB with the balloon tag, because balloon tags can now take vertex maps to drive how overinflated the mesh is. So you put a balloon tag on, say, overinflate, by a factor of 1.5 or 2 or whatever, and then you can use vertex maps to drive where it's ballooning up, and it's
so
much fun.
That's fun. So okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Instead, make a little cutting point for an eclipse later. I'm going to, on Nicholas's cage, instead of doing any noise or turbulence yet, I'm just going to go ahead and on Nicholas's cage apply a cloth tag, and I'm just going to start there. Because I can turn on these things into soft body or balloon, and it will change the nature of the tag. If I turn on balloon here, well, first off, let's not turn anything on yet, and let's just go to... Oh no. Oh, no. Okay. Let's not turn anything on here. Let's just go to the... Oh, no. Are you guys still there? Did the show stay on?
We're still here.
I'm getting a rainbow wheel. Give me a sec.
Ooh, rainbow wheel.
There we go.
Looks like it's
Turn
back.
off. Okay, here we go. So first frame, let's play it. It's falling, right?
See ya.
So I'm going to create a plane real quick, a floor, if you will, for the cat. So let's turn up the scale.
How massive is your cat? Holy cow.
Turns out that's a big cat. It's a big cat, guys.
Big cat.
So there's our floor. And now I'm going to tell that floor, I'm going to give it a tag. Collider tag. Where are you at, Collider? So
Look at that.
now
I love that little icon. It's just a little hanger.
it's a little hanger. It's fun. So if I hit play now, this cat's gonna crumble because it's a little sad little
Oh,
cloth.
look, it's doing a
kitty.
little yoga pose.
Downward cat.
Yeah, downward cat.
Nailed it, both of us. See, when we unite,
Well,
Michael,
I set them up.
become greater than the sum of our parts. So that sounded dirty. So balloon, if I turn up, let me see if I you overpressured it last time, right?
Mm-hmm. And also you can overpressure. Oh, too much Meow Mix.
Way too much.
And not only is there's this overpressure dial, but go to the surface settings there. And under surface, you can determine how stretchy and how bendy your object is. And those do different things. Stretch is how far apart the parts can get from each other. And bendiness is how much the vector created by 3 points can change in between. That sounded intelligent, right?
You mean, even though it's all false and you made it up, I think it's perfect.
I made it up.
No, you didn't. So instead of doing that, so let's see. Do we keep our balloon and do soft body?
I would, because I'm curious about it, because soft body is going to add these little virtual springs running all through the object, and the springs can either help. They basically help maintain the relationship between the sides. Can you click on the object, the mesh itself, so we can see them?
Yeah.
Or on the cage, I guess is what it should be.
I am on the cage, and it is weirdly not showing it. So.
Oh, it's because it's got a compositing tag on it.
Yeah, and you turn the cage invisible, both.
I did turn the cage invisible.
Oh yeah.
Deal with that.
So now, if you're in the soft body tag, look at this here. It's creating all of these springs, and the springs can either be really bendy or they can be kind of rigid. And it's sort of like the internal, I'm no veterinarian. But I do know
there we go.
That there are muscle tissues and all those kinds of crazy things. That look at that.
So with
You've
overpressure
approximated a living cat.
So with overpressure set to 1 and just turning on soft body dynamics here, we suddenly now have this cat that's just sitting there, right? Now, what happens if I tilt the plane, right? Let's
Don't tilt the plane.
So if I'm going to do it over the course of the comp. So if I go in here and I say boopity boopity boop.
Ooh, Inception cat.
And then I go here and I'm just going to go, nope, wrong one. Boopity boopity boop. And
Cats don't like when you do this.
They don't, because this happens.
So neither do humans, to be fair.
Later, cat.
Ooh.
We're gonna need a
add
longer.
more time to your timeline.
I would argue, let's also move this rotation over here. And let's see what happens if I scoot the cat. Right over here.
Now here, from where you are, Seth, this amount of setup is my favorite place to be in
Yes.
any kind of software. Look at that. It gets startled, and then now watch. It's going to sort of, it tries to walk. It doesn't quite get there. I'm curious about a setting in here, Seth. Will you go to the cloth, the cloth properties again and go to the surface settings? Turn up stickiness to 5, and then go to the plane, the collider tag for the plane, and turn stickiness to 0.5 or something on that.
Interesting.
I just want to see if this makes it so the cat tries to hang on for longer. So it's nope, not very much. Not
You need a
not
lot
a
more
lot.
stickiness.
You need a lot more sticky.
What I also kind of want to see.
Low.
I
What
just
is-
want to see him get bounce.
I want to see real quick if I just do this.
A cat
And
ramp.
Move
A cat
this
walk.
to here. Yeah, cat walk is what's going to happen for sure. Bye.
I think it's gonna be a catapult.
Wow, how
He's
did we
gonna
not?
do his- oh, whoa! It's interactive, by the way. Grab your plane and move it around.
Okay.
Just press play, and now grab that plane. And Seth, how-
Hold on. Okay, hang on.
No. We're playing a game of keep up or whatever. What's the balloon game?
So I'm actually going to turn off the keyframe. I'm just going to
Something
play
that I forget.
and go
all the time
bye.
is that- look at this. This is an interactive. Oh. What goes
So,
up?
It's
Stuck in
it's
the
very
front.
fun. So let's do this one more time and a boom.
I mean, not for nothing.
I don't know where he went. He's gone.
You need more frames. Need more frames. This is crazy. What if you put like a wiggle deform or a vibrate tag on the plane?
Oh, interesting.
Then the computer will be playing catch with itself.
Then played like some...
Mike Gaines says our new game is Kitty Keepy Epi.
In my games, let's see.
And
Brian
please
Smith
remember,
animation.
these are virtual cats.
Don't do this.
I would never suggest this with a live cat. If we're talking about trees, though, I have some things to say. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. Oh, okay. Oh, man. So basically, yeah, we did truly design this entire episode off of the idea that you can get this slightly lifelike situation going with the soft body dynamics. And one of the things that's even cooler is if you had used the remesher from the very beginning instead of doing a cage. A cage is a great solution for like your hero prop, but you could have also remeshed your high density mesh and made a lower definition version of it, so you could make multiple copies of this cat.
Oh yeah.
And have a bunch of them hanging around. So all of this animation you're getting for free. You're getting it from the vibrate tag, which is feeding into this whole physics system. And that is what fascinates me a tremendous amount, because your work, instead of going into the animation, went into the complex setup of all of these physics and their settings. But that's really cool, I think.
And what happens if I add vibrate to the cat?
That's an interesting question. I don't know what happens.
To the mesh. Sorry. So the cat's just wiggling, sitting there. I guess
you have to choose the to mix animation on the cloth tag.
Oh
yes,
right.
That's sneaky mix animation.
Yeah. So with pins means it kind of like sticks a pin in it and says you're gonna move with it. With forces means there's basically like little winds on every point of the mesh trying to blow it back to its position.
Now this is funny though.
It looks like a dancing cat. Yeah, put the strength way down, and it'll be more.
It looks like that keyboard cat. Like if you were to crop in on just just the hands there. So this is amazing.
Love that.
That should be the whole. That should be the whole clip. Is just me into silence saying, "This is amazing."
That's it. Just put this.
Turn off the visibility of the soft body guides so we can enjoy.
Oh yeah, let's get back to
hit NA to get rid of the lines. We'll just enjoy cat dancing.
This is amazing.
Wait, Seth, our logo is off again.
There we go.
Thank you. Much better.
Oh, I think we froze. I think the logo freezes Seth's computer.
Oh, I'm asking too much.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Are we frozen?
You are.
Wow, they're slow. Wow, that's cool.
Are we? Can you guys see the show?
I think.
Yes.
Are we still casting?
Should be.
We are.
Excellent. Yeah,
oh wow.
Apparently, while like running a live dynamics sim,
the cat it will not.
OBS, it doesn't like.
It did it last time. I don't know why it won't today. Oh, it does. OBS.
Oh, it was because it was on my screen last time.
No, it was on mine. OBS is struggling. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
We're back.
All right. If for any reason we get cut off, just come rejoin us on the Red Giant YouTube
It's the
page.
dancing logo. The dancing logo causes it to crash.
Sergi is asking, hey, how can I find you on YouTube except for on this channel? Well, we are currently streaming not just on one channel. We are currently streaming on the Red Giant Twitch, the Red Giant Facebook page, and we're streaming on 3 different YouTube channels. We're on the Maxon channel, the Maxon Training Team channel, and the Red Giant YouTube channel. This recording will live on the Red Giant YouTube channel and will not stick around on the other 2 channels. But if you're asking us individually, I do have a YouTube channel, but I don't use it very much. None of us really are on YouTube as a frequent creators thing. Most of us are making videos that go elsewhere other than YouTube.
Precisely.
But you can find us on other social media channels like Instagram and Twitter and whatnot. I tend to share motion graphics and VFX related things on mine. Hashi tends to share results rather than tools and news. And Seth is just kind of like he is here, full of film things.
Seth does. We don't know.
Seth is just here always. Wow, this dancing logo really breaks the OBS stream. I'm finding.
How many different is it playing one clip or is it playing a bunch of clips?
It's playing
all at
one
once?
clip, but something about that clip.
All right. Well, Seth, if you want to switch back over to my screen,
Yeah.
as I figured I would mention this thing. I posted this the other day.
I didn't see this. What is this?
I didn't see it either.
What is it?
I posted this with the request to explain this, just because I was curious, and we have the results of if it's gameplay from that unrecord thing that's been going around. Have
I don't
people
know
seen
any
that?
words you're saying, buddy.
Oh, you don't know anything
No.
I'm saying? Oh, goodness. How do I find that? Is it truly just called unrecord?
What is unrecord?
Unrecord went a little bit viral
Hey,
the other
dude,
day.
I'm going to go off your screen while you just search a random
Sure.
word on Twitter because you and I have had
We have
fun
had
results
issues.
from that. So tell me when you find it, and I'll come back.
I've got it pulled up now.
Okay.
So
was your question is
this was breaking people's brains the other day. This is a first-person game called Unrecord.
Oh, that's a
Where-
game? It's not real?
So this is not real.
That's
the
nuts.
low dynamic range where we're exposed to the
Yeah.
sky, then exposed to the ground. When he looks up, is fantastic. It feels so real.
That's nuts.
Yeah,
It's got to be
with the
VR
windows,
because
the
of
sky
motion.
overexposed. Oh, that feels so. That's that crappy low quality camera look it's got going on is really
Mhm.
good.
I think this was the specific clip that went very viral online because people.
So, Hosh, did you take it and 3D plane stamp it and fly around it like a drone?
No, I actually just found a piece of stock footage on ArtGrid
Oh.
and posted it to Twitter to ask people what it was.
Is it the same location?
No, it's just this is what I was reminded of when I was watching the footage from that game, and I was just curious. Though the result with the most likes was feels more like drone footage to me. But
I
then
love that
there were
you
a lot
just
of
said explain,
is-
please, and everybody made sense of it like they were also confused.
I'm
You-
such.
You have a problem, and I love
I
it.
do.
It's one of the things I love about you, man.
But checking back, Wonder Dynamics, we are 50% on both of these, less than 30 minutes on each. So yeah, we're relatively on schedule as far as I can tell. I think that I said that I was going to show off how I made that yucky creature thing.
The Tumbleweevil.
Yeah, Tumbleweevil. So I basically just did this. I created a plane, and these are all going to be basically steps that Seth just did, but maybe even fewer actually, because there's not as much going on my little Weevil guy. So
Your Weevil guy looks like there's more going on. He's got a lot more legs.
he does have a lot
Arms.
more legs.
Feet.
So creating him took a second, but here's what we do. I want a plane that has a simulation tag and a collider tag on it, just from the get-go, because I always want this to be a floor. But I'm going to hide it also, because I just like the look of this nice gray interface. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to reveal it again for a moment, because the whole premise of mine was that I then rotated the whole thing 45 degrees like this. So everything that I do is just taking place on this nice 45-degree incline, decline, whatever you want to call it. But then I created a little sphere, just like that. And in the object settings, I went to, instead of a standard, I think I did octahedron. And if you reveal the polys, you can sort of see the difference. Here's a standard sphere, is like this.
Which you don't want to use for simulation because you have very different sized polygons up at the top versus the side.
Exactly. So there's icosahedron, like a giant D&D die, octahedron, hexahedron. This one I like for surfacing a lot. But what should we use? I don't know, between these two. It doesn't really matter to me. Either way, we create that, and then we'll go to simulation tags, and we'll do a soft body. Then I'll drag it over here, drag it up here. And now what's going to happen is it's just basically going to be like a simulation of a foam ball rolling down a hill. So boring, right? But
I'm so bored right now.
if we were in here and decided instead of just a soft body that has this amount of softness, let's turn up the amount of softness. Let's go to the surface, tell it that it can be a lot bendier, but it can especially be stretchier. And now I'm going to play it and see what happens. Now, that was kind of cool. Now it looks like a semi-deflated like ball or balloon or something. Yeah. There we go. But we can go even further with this.
Sad childhood memories of popping a ball.
Yes.
A ball.
It's arguably moving more than the popped ball moves.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love a popped basketball, how quickly it just is like, no.
Nope.
I'm not playing basketball.
Not. So here on the plane, I can go to the collider tag, and I'll turn up the stick amount a little bit. And then also on the soft body, I'm going to go to its surface and turn up its stickiness a bit. So let's try like 5 and 5 or something and see what happens now. Now, look what's happening. It's doing this compressing and peeling off. Now,
I want
of
to
course,
see
these polygons are really obvious or whatever. Yeah, let's make this bigger so we have a little bit more playground, and let's increase our frame count. And look at this. I can just click and drag that, and automatically it's a longer timeline. No other steps required. Okay, let's move this. Let's keep on pushing this up this hill. And now we have more frames to watch this go. Play. Yerp. And look how fun this is.
It's awesome.
And let me see.
You can turn off the world grid if that's in your filter.
Spider-Man, turn off the world grid.
Turn off the world grid. Whoops. Wait, what did I do? Did I do it right? Filter. Work plane. There we go. Okay, so now we've got this, and within this sphere, we can go do even more with the bendiness and the stickiness. So the more
what I think this calls for, by the way? Sorry, I forgot. Can you roll it one more time?
Yeah.
We'll see if this breaks OBS. Oh, no noise.
CC ball action.
I missed the noise.
I do too. Why didn't the noise happen? I think they heard it on the show, or maybe not.
Bhavana says Athanasios has demonstrated that while the icosahedron is the cleanest overall, the hexa is best suited for complex soft body sims. Well, the good news is this is still a procedural sphere.
Boom. We are here on the show. We are trying to learn as often as we can how to work non-destructively. So old Hashi would have made this into geometry and just been messing up stuff already.
Old Hashi. Ooh, gross.
Oh, look at that. Plus, you get that weird little like white blood cell look right at the beginning. Or is it red blood cell? Sorry, red blood cell look. And so this is obviously chunky and a little bit weird, but the simulation is running really quickly, and I like that. And
I think it would still run quickly if you bumped up the number of segments significantly.
I think it would too, but the power of the subdivision surface in Cinema 4D is that I'm going to turn off all of that. I'm going to disable the subdivision surface and play for a second so you can sort of see how much geometric distortion you're getting all around it. But just by dragging it into a subdivision surface and you turn that on, look at how different this material looks and feels now. It's like that shot in Fight Club of a droplet of sweat rolling down Edward Norton's forehead. All right, so my creature, it was basically just this setup, and then what do I want it a little bit more more sticky and more slow on this. So let's turn up the bendiness and the stretchiness even more. The higher the stretchiness is, the really like weird stuff you get. Oh man. Okay, so too sticky.
There it goes.
Oh gosh, it's so cool. Now here's a playground ball that's been deflated. Let me turn off the stickiness or pull it back a little bit. Oh, that's gross. See, this is the kind of stuff that I like getting because it's a little bit more unpredictable, a little bit more organic. If I want to, at any point, I can come back to the soft body and like turn down the amount of softness to give it a little bit more internal springiness. I could also go to the balloon settings and say balloon this back up to
Balloon it.
overpressure. Here we go. Now we've got this thing looks like slime. That's beautiful. Balloon. I'll maybe turn down the pressure a teeny bit to about
Hey,
0.7.
Hashi, under your soft body settings, you can set it to not view the poles.
Oh yeah, good point. And off. So look at this. If you wanted to make flubber, you've got that basically. It's all about finding the right soft body dynamics for this. Now, if you wanted to make this even more complex, one of the things I realized that I would like to do is you could grab this sphere itself and just go to our other simulation things like hair options or hair objects and say, let's add some hair. And then I could take this hair and let's go to the guides and change their length like that. Let's go to the number of hairs. And I kind of like that this is very few to begin with. So let's turn this number all the way down to like 64 hairs. And right now, this is a collider tag, but I'm also going to add one more tag to the floor surface. I'm going to say hair tag, hair collider. So now
Because hair is not part of the unified simulation yet.
Exactly. So here, so many apologies. God.
Wait, did anybody
sorry.
just now hear Phil Collins?
I did hear Phil Collins.
Okay, so Phil Collins works. Why the hell doesn't CC Ball Action Guy?
Action.
I don't
It's
know.
because that real sound plays in your hearts.
Hey Seth, I will
Oh.
say, some folks at NB Show brought up VFX and Chill, and CC Ball Action is, I think, universally loved.
It's hard not to love CC Ball.
It really
Action.
is.
Once
I
you
also got to
experience CC Ball
I also got
Action,
to meet
it's a part of you
meet
for
the men-
life.
I got to meet the men who made CC Ball Action.
Are they
What?
aware of our homage?
It was mentioned that there was an homage. So
And
if they
these
have-
men,
if you-
their
if you
names
two
are
watching,
CC
You're
Music
welcome.
Factory, right? Or whatever the name of that group was.
Psychor.
What's the name of the
I don't
Music Factory?
No
CNC.
Yeah. That's not who makes the plugins? They've got the power. Who's going to start talking
Well
soon?
done.
So I don't get to keep doing this.
I want to see what Hashi's doing. Hashi, tell us what you're
Okay,
doing.
so let me show you what I did. So hair is nifty, and you could do things with the hair like go to generate and have it be sweeping a circle along the surface. But then to modify it, you would go to like the hair material. You'd go to the thickness tag. You turn up the roots, and now this is basically similar to what I was creating. So here we have this. Look at this. That's it. So I know I skipped a couple of steps in terms of saying them out loud, but you have the sphere, you find out the cool dynamics for it, and then you go to simulate hair objects, add hair, and hair basically creates a bunch of splines, and the splines can be, if you use the hair system and you have a hair collider tag on here, it's great because you can play it and get that result that we were just getting, this creepy, crawly kind of thing like that. And if I go to the hair settings, I could go to, there are a couple ways you could do this. We can go to generate and say generate, instead of none, have it generate a circle, for example. And you won't really be able to see that at first, but we have way too many hairs. Let's take that down to 64 hairs. I'm doing this in poor order. I don't like it. I'm going to start fresh. Starting over. You have your sphere
delete
with cool
delete your hair
physics.
materials first. Hang on. You got like
Oh,
two hair
thank you.
materials. There we go. All right.
Yeah, clear the drain out of all hairs. We are going to select the sphere, then we'll go to simulate hair objects, add hair. Now, what's showing right now are the guides for the hair. And those guides you can change the length of to kind of give you an initial size for the hair objects that are going to be generated. I don't like those ones that are colliding already, so I'll pull this thing up a little bit higher. And now I'll go back to my hair object, and the number of guides is 152. This is a little bit much for me. So I'm going to go to the hairs, and I'm going to choose a number lower than that. Because remember, these are the guides. They are not actually where the hairs are going to be generated. So let's turn this down to the number 64. And then instead of drawing nothing, we're going to click on Generate. And we're going to say Type Circle, because that will now sweep a circle along all of these hair splines. And now to get some better control over the thickness of them, I'm going to go to the hair material, which is a little bit counterintuitive. And then you can turn up the root thickness.
Spider-Man, turn up the root thickness.
And you can change the, you can make all sorts of weird things here. Like, look at this. This looks like something else entirely.
Oh, Snap does have the power. Thank you, chat. Snap has the power. CNC is going to make you sweat. My bad.
Snap has.
My bad, dance community.
Here's a macaroni monster. So this is basically what I started with. And then I realized I really want this stuff all to be inside that cool unified physics simulation. And so there is actually a way to do that, even if you started with hair. So I'm going to ignore what I've done with the hair material. Let's just undo back to about this point where we had hairs. We're making 64 of them, and they're under the Generate tab. Instead of saying circle, I'm going to say spline. Okay?
Oh, I see what you're doing.
So we added a hair object. They're all growing from this sphere right here because I had the sphere selected when I added the hair object. You could also go to the hair object and say guides and link them to your sphere here. But I've determined a certain number of hairs, 64, and under Generate, I can say Spline. And now once I've done that, I can right-click on the hair object and say Current State to Object. And it'll make a copy of my hair object that, watch, I can delete the hair object, and it is just a single object that is a bunch of splines. Now, what's the point of that? They're just going to hang out there and not really do anything. But splines are ripe for our amazing rope dynamics simulation. And you'll notice that rope dynamics are in the same category as cloth and all of these other lovely things. So if I turn these into rope, first of all, something silly is going to happen. Watch when I play. Look at that. It's like a bunch of dry spaghetti. Falls right down the hair. It's right down the thing.
Spaghetti and a really, really smushy meatball.
So cool. So that probably isn't desirable. But if I were to go to this hair object up here, I can also...
It's back.
I heard at that time. It's back. You're fixing the things that we need fixed.
CC ball.
Oh, don't worry about it.
All
Just kidding.
CC ball action.
We did it. Sorry. All right, back to the show.
So I no longer need
this. It is clipping a bit. It is clipping a bit.
It's clipping.
Okay, hang on. Let's monitor it again real quick.
CC ball action.
That better? That work for you?
Amazing.
All right.
Amazing. So
sorry. Sound check one more time.
CC ball action.
Just sound checking. You got those levels? Got those levels over there? Okay, good. We're good. All right. Sorry.
We're good. So now I deleted the hair collider object because we don't need it. We just need these three, which are all from the same universe. And the reason why it's cool to have them all from the same universe is because now we can have like the stickiness of the rope affect the ground plane and some cool things like that. So again, to convert the hair object into splines, all you have to do is go to the Generate tab in your hair object, choose spline, and then make it an object like this. And now to connect these hairs to this soft body, I'm just going to click on the hair, and I'm going to add another simulation tag, which is the connector. And check this out. The connector right under here, It's sort of like the Nicolas Cage you were creating earlier. It's going to
Just
search
like it.
within a certain radius. So I'll say let's search within like 12 centimeters, and you can make a max connection of 3 points when there
Max
are 2
connection.
objects in the same area, and I'll say create. And now look at these. You see the little yellow lines that appeared? They are basically things that are connecting, or they illustrate that you're connecting 2 different things together.
Because
Now,
that's
the
what
search radius
motion
might have
graphics
been
and
too
VFX are
small.
all about, is making connections.
Making connections.
Between you and me, between balls and things. It's all about, look at that.
Now, I love that only some of them made a connection, which is the same as the the motion graphics world as well. We only made a few connections, and so one way you can get around that, and depending on how many things you have in here, this can get tedious for the system. I can say always draw, and then I can say search a wider radius, and watch as I turn this up, and I say, update live is what I meant to say. As I turn the search radius up, it's drawing these little cool connection points between anything within your physics sim. These points that it's choosing are points along this spline here. Now, the number of subdivisions of each of these splines was determined by the hair object earlier, in case you want a lot more definition for these things. And in fact, it was so easy. Let's just do that really quickly. Let's go for the 4th time. 4th time's the charm. Go to hair objects, add hair. Oh, I guess you got to select your thing. You don't have to. I even told you how you don't have to. Seth, am I saying words? I don't know.
They are some of my favorite words, actually, are being said in
Thank you.
a series of sentences.
Love it. Let's go to 64 hairs. Let's go to the guides. Let's turn up the length a bunch.
the name of my new
Under the
album.
hairs object, I'm going to go to segments, and instead of 12, let's say 64 segments, or hairs of 64 segments. That's going to be wild. And then we'll go up here and we'll say current state to object. And I think that we might have been able to say oh, that's weird. What did I wasn't generating splines.
You got to generate splines.
I'm being a very good teacher today. Under my hair tag, I will go to generate. Instead of none, I'll say splines, and now I can say current state to object, and it'll create this cool spline thing here. Now I'll delete the hair because I don't want to see it anymore. And on the hair tag, I'm going to go to simulation, rope, and then I'm also going to add a simulation connector. And now on the connector, let's say update live so we can watch it as I search radius and turn this up. You can watch until, look at this beautifulness. It's like little radio antennas all over the world connecting each of these separate 64 hairs to the surface there. So they're all connected, I'm pretty sure now, and I like it. I don't think I even need this many. Let's see how big the search radius needs to be for them all to have something. And I think that I can turn down the maximum number of connections to just 1. Actually, I like 3. It feels very stable, right? And then now this is all set up. I can go to the rope properties because it has all these other things like stretchiness, bounciness, bendiness. If I leave the bendiness kind of low, you'll see that we get this kind of a feel. Look at that. They were like rolling and wrapping around the thing. And I love that the dynamics are even cooler than when it's just hair interacting just with this plane. So look at that. So here's what we did. And then you might want to see see the hairs like we were seeing them before. And it's all very easy because you can just go up to here, generate a sweep object, throw an n-gon or an n-side into the sweep like that. Let's make this much smaller. See how big that is compared to it. Let's make it really small to begin with. And then inside the sweep, we'll drag our hair object right to there. And look, it's now sweeping the nation with these end sides right here.
Truly incredible.
The sweep object itself, you can go to, and then you can scroll down to details. And on the scale, you could say, let's bring it down to spikes at the end. So we have
Probably
something.
turn off the
like
caps
that.
too.
Oh, and yeah, we don't need we don't need any caps here. Let's turn off the caps because one side is touching the ball, one side is a spike. And now, if I look at the sweep object and I go to my object settings, you'll see that in the details, my how large is this? Oh, sorry. If I go to my N side, it is a radius of 20 centimeters at the base right here. So if I like, I can go to the rope tag here and say that the thickness of these right here, or the radius rather, I'll set that close to that. So if these are 20 at the radius, I don't want them to be all the way to 20, but I'm going to choose a number slightly smaller. That way these little ends look different. So let's go to the rope settings and radius. Let's say, I don't know, 13. Everyone agree on that?
13.
I'm
13.
on board for 13.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh, I guess 13 is too big.
Octopus friend.
13 is too big. So, yeah, they're colliding with each other right now. So
Aw.
let's turn that down to, let's call it 6. Here we go.
Yeah, look at that.
And now, let's see, I'm going to turn the radius down even more. Silliness. We've
That's
got some
beautiful.
wildness going on, but look at that.
It's truly beautiful.
It's truly beautiful. And on the rope, I could go to the rope dynamic settings again, and I think I'm getting sick of looking at this object and want to move on to something else, but I'll turn the bendiness down to 0.3.
Hashi, I've got a suggestion from the chat. A suggestion from
yes.
A suggestion from the chat sparked an idea in me, and it covers a frequently, I would say, an underutilized tool in Cinema 4D. So once you're done with this, I would like to take you on an alternate route for doing something similar, but with a very different way of controlling.
Please do.
All right,
I think we're there. I think we're there as far as gross as we want to make this one.
So lose the sweep, and all the hair and like the spines and everything, and just get us a sphere and you're playing.
Great.
Okay, so on your sphere, there is the option for something called Mo Extrude. Are you familiar with Mo Extrude?
No.
All right, so what Mo Extrude is
Is that one that has a really cool?
it's under the
logo?
motion graphics tools, so it's under your cloner. Or if you want to go to the menu, it's in MoGraph. But if you go there, it's under the clone. It's called Mo Extrude, and it's basically it's purple, so it's a deformer type thing. But this one's actually a generator, and look what it does. It extrudes every polygon by a certain amount. Now it's
like
under
the
a subdivision.
bottom of the
It's under subdivision surface, so it will be ball shaped. But turn that off. Now look, if you go to the transform tab, you'll see why it's doing what it's doing on the Mo Extrude. Yeah. Transform tab. It's moving all of the polygons out by a certain number. I should say it's moving each segment, because you can, in the object tab, you can pick how many segments it's making. But it's also, if you hit NB, you'll be able to see what you're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
So
wow.
you have more steps. But if you go back to the transform tab for a second, you'll see not only is it moving it on a particular way, it's moving out from polygon normals on Z, but you can also scale it and rotate it.
Wait.
A foosball.
Oh my gosh. It's one of the fry guys.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Use one of the other. You can spin it there, and you can scale it down to points by telling each step to scale down a certain amount. But so that's interesting and powerful enough by itself.
Oh, the Star of David.
But look over one tab to the right.
No.
You have effectors. So you can use, say, a plane effector or a random effector, or really any of the effectors, and it will affect how each step of this is going. So you can say, hey, random effector, I want you to be working on rotation, for example.
Wait, what?
Rotation. It's in simulate.
MoGraph effectors. There we go. Sorry.
Yeah, MoGraph effectors.
All right.
Just
So
pick like a random effector.
Interpreter.
Pick the
any
random effector or pick a random effector.
and put it in the effectors list, and
They can't
and
hear me
right
anymore.
there you see
It's
it's
just you and the
randomly
aliens.
moving the position of each one of those extrusion
Oh,
points.
look, they look like little Boston Dynamics robot legs.
Yep. But if you, yeah, it'll just work.
It just works.
As
And
it struggles
Turn
to
the
live.
surface back on. Turn the subdivision surface back on, and it will look really organic and gross.
Oh
NB
my gosh, Michael.
for NA.
Michael.
I do
But-
love the
but-
Apple. It
but,
just
Hashi,
works
listen,
over the
listen.
dying beast.
Set the random field to be animated for the noise in the random field to animate.
I can barely believe this. Okay, let's go to
So
the...
random field.
Wait, no. Parameters.
Yeah, it's the parameters. So under the noise, set the noise to be animated.
Wait,
It's nuts.
where am I not seeing it?
Under where is it?
Deformer, deformation, effector...
Change it from random to noise.
Oh, random to noise.
Yeah, and then
Animation
then it'll be
speed.
animated.
Okay, let's start the sim over again.
And we'll just add some lovely random motion.
Oh my gosh.
Assuming you have mix animation turned on. Do you have mix animation turned on?
Probably
You have
not.
to have that.
Mix animation with force. Whoa!
It'll try to float back up is the problem. But
Now let's see.
yeah.
So let's try that at like 0.2 then. And now I have something that's inside the body just doing this thing.
It looks like some kind of creature that would be like you have to make 3 wishes on in order to pass in some kind of weird fantasy
I
story.
mean, if you turn the dynamics off, the random effector will just get you the thing kind of floating there, wiggling around.
That's what I'm saying. When it floats in the air, it's like make a wish upon the Korlak to proceed.
I love that. This is what. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. Never mind. But let's go to the surface settings. I'm gonna turn the stickiness down a bit and start this over again and see if I can get a little bit more motion on this. Okay, so stickiness still way too much. Let's turn that down and let's turn the plane's stickiness down. Also, because that's affecting a lot of how much movement you see on these things. So let's see. Oh, actually, and another one is mass. Let's turn up the mass, and that'll give it some motivation to move forward. Michael, you creepy genius.
Well, also thank
And
Brian Smith for reminding me about Mo Extrude and how useful it would be in this gross scenario.
That's fun.
look at this. Okay, turning up the mass basically made it so it, it got like, it's tripping over its front legs here. So I'm going to turn the stretchiness down. Oh, look. Okay, so another really fun thing with any of the things like this that I have found are to do stuff like, let's add a programming tag here. Let's just put it on a random null so we have a null out here to the side and go to programming tags, Espresso. And then if I open up Espresso, I can drag the soft body formula into here and make it a little bit more visible. And then I can set the balloon overpressure to something that I put in here. So I could add like a noise operator right here. And what this will do is it'll add some noise to the overpressure of the balloon over time. So it'll breathe in, breathe out.
Oh, that's so fun.
And to make this a little bit more useful, I'm going to turn on a range mapper. This is like interpolate if you're coming from After Effects. So if you like After Effects, this is your wiggle deformer, your noise. And its properties are right here, frequency, amplitude, scale, which is pretty cool. So I can turn the scale up so it's bigger. And then I'll connect that to the input of the range mapper and the output to there. And what I could do here is now this noise, which is giving me values between 0 and 1, maybe even -1 and +1. Do you know, Michael?
If you put a
You can
result
put
node, you can
a
see
result, yeah. Let's put a result node in here. This will just let you see your little number right here. So look, I didn't know how to use Espresso 2 weeks ago, before whatever lip syncing.
No, it's true.
Velociraptor.
The rate at which you and I are learning crap right now, this season, these past like month, is pretty ridiculous.
So I've jumped into the range mapper, which is basically saying take my 0 to 1 range and map it out to be 50% to 100% for that balloon. And in fact, I could turn it up higher than that. I could turn the overpressure up to like 10. Now we're talking. And now at this random pace, this thing will breathe in and breathe out. And with no keyframing, just basically the equivalent of an After Effects wiggle deformer, we've got this going on.
Put more frames in a timeline.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to see it keep going and going.
Goes. And
So cool.
I'm curious, you might be able to turn if you had a camera on, you could possibly... no, what am I thinking? I'm thinking that I want to add a target camera, which I know you could have added the tag to. Can I say the target object is what would it be? The sphere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then let's look at that camera. And then
It's going to look at its predeformed points.
Predeformed points. So
yeah, it's not going to follow the simulated. So what you need to do is set a constraint tag to like make a null stick to the geometry.
Good point.
And then say follow this null.
All right, you can't have it follow the
Simulated geo, no.
nuts. Oh well.
I mean, as far as I'm aware, you can't. Someone can feel
But
free
no,
to correct
that was a perfect answer though. The constraining something to the middle of this. But look at this. You've got one of those little cool stress ball thingies. This is amazing. Thank you so much for teaching me about this ridiculous
Yeah, Moog Street is really handy. You can, beyond just having it extrude straight out and using rotation and effectors and stuff, which keep in mind, effectors can be driven by fields. So you can build up a really complex looking model for MoGraph or organic stuff or mechanical stuff easily. But you can also tell it to extrude along a spline, so you can give shape to the extrusion. Like you can say, I want each extrusion to make this little curve shape. And sorry, and you get this. It's a very, very powerful underutilized tool. Is what I'm saying.
This is incredible. And let's see.
That looks like some sort of sea life.
It really basically is. Like if I wanted to, I could just let me go to the sphere settings, and on the object, let me do fewer segments. I'll try 8 segments. So now I have this thing. And it's got its own thing going on here. Oh, you know what? I should have put if I put the espresso tag in here on the sphere, and then I duplicate this whole thing, will the new espresso link to itself or not? Probably.
Hang
It's
on.
global, right?
Open up the espresso tag and go to the soft body on the right.
Okay.
And then just in the menu up top. In the attributes manager.
Okay. Soft body. Reference. Oh, okay.
You can say, so you can make sure it's referenced there, but I think you can set it to be relative. So it'll be wherever the tag is,
Basic.
somewhere on there.
This object. No.
Yeah.
Basic.
No, it's on the. It's where you were.
Reference this, and no, that's just its own properties, right?
Hang on, let me follow you so I can make sure I'm doing.
It's all good. The idea is that I'm curious if I have espresso on something.
Yeah, reference mode, absolute reference, use start position, relative reference should make it follow relative to where it is in the tag.
Okay.
So it should.
It's an
possibly
absolute reference right now, is what it says. So I want that to be a relative reference.
Yeah, that may work.
Curious. Okay. Well, this is all I wanted to do anyways. I just wanted to grab this and Control-click over a copy. And now I want to see if they have the same noise pattern. Yes. So what I would need to do somehow is on this espresso tag, instead of that soft body, I want this other soft body dragged into it, so they would have different things, right? Or am I referencing the wrong one? There we go. Now they're on different noise patterns. Yay. Now we can have racing creepy ball things.
And for
CC
anyone
bar
who's been to
It's not the same, but it's just always necessary.
It's not. Now, I didn't know
It's
that
not.
this is where we were going to get to today, per se. I'm gonna get rid of this other one, and I'm gonna go back to my Mo extrude. I really did like when it was more joints and more prickly, but this
Yesterday
is
was
so
for fun.
fascinating to me.
Yeah, you can make them points, but you can also scale them up so that those points get wider as they go out on your Mo extrude too. So
Oh, good
put the
point.
scale like 1.01 or something.
Oh yeah, so it's my Mo extrude.
The transform up to the right, to the right, to the right.
There we go.
That one.
Okay, so we can change the X and Z, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's hard to tell
is
what's
hard to-
happening when it's
It might need
moving.
to get to. I think it needs to get to the beginning of this. Oh.
Yeah, you need it to be way smaller. Like go back to the just go back
Oh
to the
yes,
first
because
frame.
it's per step, so this is
Yes.
exponentially.
So it needs to be like 1.1 or something,
All
or
right,
maybe
let's-
0.01. Go back to the first frame so we can see.
I guess I could just pause, huh?
Yeah, go pause and go back to frame 1, and then you can actually see what you're doing.
Oh yes. Oh, look at these little popsicle stick tongues.
Yeah, because you put the scale to 0 on one of them, so it went down
Oh.
to naught.
Oops.
So it has to be 1 to be it'll keep them the same size, and then 1 point something will make them bigger.
Oh, okay. So this was wrong. So this Z should stay
Yeah, that should be 1.
This
And
should
then
be
this other one
1
should be
point.
something.
Let's try 1.2, 1.2.
There you
Look
go.
at this. It's the Shrek ear. Horrifying.
Now, if you want to really give shape to this, you can use
all
a
he
step
wants to do.
effector or one of the other effectors, and actually have it scale more like exponentially. So you get like really skinny, and then pops into Shrek ears. So you instead of just doing the transform, linearly there like you're doing, use the step effector or step effector, but controlled by a spline, so that you get like custom shapes. Like you can go super crazy with this, and everything's super procedural. But anyway, that just by itself is gonna look amazing.
This is lovely. Okay, let's check it out. Wow. You didn't know you were going to get this, folks.
But Dmitry Pokrovsky says that they got epilepsy, so they got that from the show.
Okay, let's turn the stickiness all the way down.
Before
Is
we
it
come
just
to the
friction?
end, friction would also have a big effect, yes.
Man, maybe my friction
Especially if
is...
something has more mass, because then it's pushing into the frictiony surface.
Oh,
more.
good point. I turned up the mass to try to encourage it to be rolling more. But let's turn its mass down.
Well, mass up is fine. You just need it to be less frictiony. So it sticks
Oh.
less.
So amazing. So amazing. I don't even know where we've ended up now. But
Where did Wonder Dynamics
I
end up?
wonder where we
Yeah, how are we with
Probably.
Wonder?
Well, Wonder Studio, let me click on over to it, because now it says my project. Oh my gosh. I can see the thumbnails, and I'm
very
so
excited.
excited. Are you all ready for the
Download
world
them.
premiere?
Make sure you put them in the renders folder right now before you forget.
Thank you. Let's I think
We'll watch them first.
We will. Here we go. All right, export video. I am going to do this. Let's call this one, what was today's? Something. That was what our episode was about today.
Yeah.
Let's put it in here, footage. WD Aquarium.
WD Aquarium was my detective name, an alias.
And then we'll say, I think this one's going to be interesting. This one's going to be weird. So let's export that one and save it as WD.
Right, the other one's not going to be weird at all. It's going to be totally normal.
It's going to be totally WD helicopter. Okay. All right. Are we ready? Shall we?
Yes.
And right across the cuts.
It's beautiful.
Right across the cuts, everybody.
His hands are so
My-
funny.
They're so wonderful.
He's like, I don't know how to use human hands yet.
This is the fact that literally all we did, at least during the episode, was drag in these video clips and then request them back. Makes me so happy. Okay, this one's going to be funky. I have a feeling. Ready, everybody? What?
Yeah.
What?
It mostly was right. Like,
Look
you
at that.
got it mostly correct.
That.
Utterly insane.
Wow. So it's just the very first frame, it hasn't snapped in,
Yeah.
but then it really looked like it was there nearly every frame after. Let me see if I can pull in those clips from today so I can see a comparison. We've got 10 minutes. I'm rushing like we had one.
Well, the first frame is very funny. Like, here we go. Like, extremely funny to me. So the first
you've
frame
got-
he
have
comes
you got it?
in, this is what he's looking like.
Switch over to you.
I am. Oh, I thought I was. Here we go. Like, he is folded up like an idiot. Like a ragdoll idiot.
Oh, that's so cute.
Look at his feet. It's ridiculous. So then he's like, I'm in this. His mouth doesn't open. Right then, you really want him to go to shriek.
Yeah, shriek mode.
And if you wanted to, the way that you would do that is you would go to Wonder Dynamics and say, I want the whole Blender scene of this that rendered that out.
Oh, that's right.
And then you can jump into the rig and add your roars, fix some stuff, do whatever. The only problem is you'd have to know
How to use Blender.
how to use Blender. And
Well, you can pop it into Cinema
Oh, yeah,
40
get
from
those.
Blender,
Download
right?
the clean
Like,
plates.
by an
Mike
FBX.
Gaines wants to see the
that's
clean plates.
what you would think, Michael. But something Blender literally blends it up.
Hey, real quick.
Just because I want to show people.
Download the clean plates real quick.
Real quick.
Brian Murray is saying they know they need to spend time to learn cinema, but is there a way to map most of the keyboard shortcuts to 3ds Max circa 2003 when they were last learning 3D? Yes,
not?
there is, but it's better because following tutorials and whatnot, it's just better to learn the native shortcuts in cinema because people in tutorials, they press this to do that, and then you try to press it, and you've got remapped keyboard shortcuts, and it won't work for you. So, plus, if you remembered anything from 2003, you are a better memory than me because I do not.
All right, I am saving those into here. Copter BG and Aquarium BG. Okay, so they're in there, Seth. I'm going to extract
you.
them.
Like, I wouldn't use Wonder Dynamics just to extract a clean background because content aware fill is much, much faster. But if these bigger backgrounds are actually like usable,
Yeah, if it is about the...
and fill isn't working it for you,
I am
nice to have
curious.
options.
Let's see, let's pull it in. Let me look at what these look like. So, yeah, if you were to bring in the background, here you go. Here's the erased... I mean, this is a complicated shot to have erased somebody from.
Wow, look at that.
Not too shabby.
That's ridiculous.
So for a completely hands-off solution, pretty cool. What was I going to say? Like if anybody from Wonder Dynamics is watching, I'm a little bit curious. I did try exporting. Let's see. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say open project, and then I'm trying to go to our Raptor assets and downloading that Blender scene. There we are. It might take a second to open. So when I download this Blender scene, I open it up in Blender and saved it as an FBX, which is usually a nice universal way to grab something like 3D model with its skeleton and pieces and all of that stuff, so you can bring it over into something clean like this. Because I know it came from this model and then went through a blender and then came back to me. It's still loading here in the background. It should probably be done in a second. You're welcome to show stuff if you're working on anything, Seth.
I'm back to, so I was doing this all week, and I'm kind of back to doing it during the show. I've modeling these characters from a movie.
What?
And I built that guy this week. You built that guy, and now I'm just working on this lurchy guy, and he looks a little weird at the moment. You caught me in a compromising place to where he is a very different character than what he will end up being. But that's where I went on.
Doing some cool modeling there, dude.
Oh, thanks,
right,
bro. Love you, man.
So here is unfortunately what I get, and the bizarre thing about this is, I did find out that if I go to my takes after converting this, I just converted it straight to an FBX with everything sent over to me. But I didn't get the camera, and I don't know why. Even though I have cameras checked, both on the Blender export and on this end, I don't get the camera. And then under takes, I've got to go hunting through all of these, and it created a bunch of takes that are like left ankle, right angle, neck, pelvis, wrist, blah, blah, blah.
Did you do a take per bone?
Something like that. But look, one of these is... Okay, where is it? Is it all the way down here somewhere? One of these will be the character's animation. And I don't even remember how I ever found it the other day. Belt animation, no. I guess I could search here. Can I search and say animation? What filter?
I think that filter is...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought it would, but... anyway, I had to search through, and then eventually one of these says character animation somewhere. But it's crazy because all of these other pieces have something too, like belt animation, node, tree. I don't know why I have so many things for all of the different pieces in here.
Weird.
Body, hide, render, compositing, node, tree. Look at how many things come in.
I would love it, Wonder Dynamics, if you could just do Cinema 40 file. That'd be great.
I would too. Not just
That would be
work
lovely.
Here.
Yeah, we would love to work with you because people working, a lot of cool character creators work with ZBrush, and ZBrush really likes to feed characters right over to Cinema, and that would be a very cool pipeline if we could get it going.
Oh yeah, ZBrush into Cinema, then fuss around with it there, then into Wonder Dynamics. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
My
the world.
gosh,
To Cinema.
I feel like I always found it faster than this. Somewhere is character animation, and my brain just can't, at this point in the day, maybe find it. One
Keep
of
looking,
these
you'll find
is the animated character, but either way, the scale of the character is broken, as far as I can tell. Belt animation, again, dang it, I keep on getting fooled by belt animation. I think it's saying body animation.
Turn on belt animation, see what it does.
So belt animation, when I press play, will
Would it be his belt?
if I look somewhere, it's not even the belt, it's a null locator of where the belt is maybe positioned.
Oh, fascinating.
I don't know why it got this wild. How we could have possibly gotten here. Character wrist, character pelvis, character... My goodness, I can't find it anymore. Oh well. Anyway, I would love to figure out if we could do this any easier, better. I'll just look at every single one of these, because one of these does actually have the body animation on it. I just can't tell or see which one. This is exciting live streaming right here, everybody.
I don't think we ever promised excitement to these people.
Yeah, this is called VFX and chill.
So chill out.
And then opens with the most aggressive intro of all time.
Well, not today. Today it was
Not today. We
rather
went
relaxing.
nice. And yeah, let us know in the comments what kind of experience you come to VFX and Chill
Expecting.
to have.
Yeah.
Character
When you
animation.
tune in. Oh, you found it.
So naturally, it's this one of many. So this is the Fred Astaire bit, and my camera should be over here somewhere, but clearly my character is scaled weird, and my refusal to do this in Blender is leading me to this bizarre moment where I guess I could grab all of these things and then group them, and then without doing what you're supposed to, which is select object with its animation, I might be able to scale everything with that not enabled, and somewhere along these lines. There we go. See?
Perfect.
It's
Now just
perfect.
reconnect your texture and we'll be good to go.
Those monsters you were creating a second ago.
Yeah.
Yes,
Is there any room, perhaps for one, perhaps motion captured from the incomparable Fred Astaire?
What the hell? I wasn't looking at this, and now I am. It's
This is-
finished.
It is. This is going to be. We are rendering this directly, and it is going
Incredibly
into Seth's
weird.
movie.
It's funny that it's this
As is.
creepy, like, marionette, puppeteer that was somehow got thrown into the fly machine with a marionette and is like becoming his own marionette, but also is a velociraptor, but also is having the time of his life. Like, he's dancing in a fabulous
sure.
way.
Dance like nobody's watching, or like you weren't rigged properly. is
Dance
what
like
I've
you
always
weren't
said.
rigged properly is the best idiom I've ever heard.
Oh, that's how CNC. That was a missed CNC
100%.
jam. Is the dance like you're rigged improperly.
That's going to.
song.
We need to make a new shirt. Dance like you're rigged improperly, and it's a picture of that thing, of that monstrosity.
Okay, I'm saving this project as dance like you're not rigged properly. And there we go. I feel like we have a little ways to go in our learning curve for this situation, but
I think we got it.
Andrew Smith has some tips for you on
Keep
the
it, Andrew.
export process from the other software.
my other software.
He says the animation that will be he's reading the, well, sorry, Andrew, I'm assuming your gender. Andrew is reading the Blender docs on FBX exporting and says the animation that will be exported is the currently selected action within the action editor to reduce the file size, turn off the exporting of any parts you do not want, and to disable all actions. So now you know for next
Naturally.
time that might help.
You heard it here first, folks.
And not the
This might help.
documentation that they were reading from.
Well, if we
Hashi,
figure
I
that
love
out,
this. I think if you put this out like as an Olympic and then you put hairs on it and whatnot, you would get like a cool crayon scratchy drawn thing.
I mean, I think we've got it. I mean, in the movie
love
we
this.
can do this, so it's like less recognizable as an actor.
It's this creepy ass shadow.
Yeah, I mean, you could
it's-
easily put hairs or Mo extrude on it, and use fields to make only some parts pop out and get a real 3D.
You want one
sketchy
big
drawn thing.
asymmetrical eyeball, and then you need this is like some kind of Phil Tippett creation, is what this is.
It really basically is. I mean, you know what? I think what we need is if this were, let's see, where's the head bone? It's got to be in here somewhere, right? So spine, neck, head. So let's go to the head bone. Let's throw this in there. Let's go to its coordinates and zero it out. Oh, I've got to unlock my takes there. 0, 0, 0. Oh, why didn't that work?
Because it's not scaled. So it's
Oh.
sitting there where the bone is, and it's not following the deformation of the skin deformer.
goodness gracious. Do I need to bind?
It needs to be bound, yes.
Well, we didn't
It's
come
not
here
gonna
for
work there 'cause
perfection.
The scaled motion isn't going to be working either.
Nope. Get excited because it's going to do something, and whatever it does is going to
Constraint
be.
tag is probably would be better, but
But what is it being constrained to? It totally works. It works
It
fine
does.
for our
it's
purposes.
fine.
And
It's fine.
in case we needed it,
We're-
we could always add a bit of a Mo extrude effector here, where we opened this up a little bit, maybe scaled down the size of them a little bit. I think something like that. And then how about this? This is going to break everything. It's not going to want to stay connected to it, is it? We'll put on some soft body dynamics here, and we'll tell the soft body to mix with
It's following it.
with pins. Okay, soft body should be softer. Surface should be bendier. And we've done it. It may not be perfect, but in my... as far as I'm concerned, it's beautiful.
Well, we are 5 minutes past the hour.
Oh, look at that.
Can you tell?
Well, quite a wonderful show. Oh my
Some
God.
fascinating facts.
Jeez
I mean,
Louise.
who knew that when you tuned into this quality program,
This would happen to you. Oh, I'm frozen. That's weird. Allow me to fix that real quick, because I don't want to end the show that way. Beep, bop, boop, bop, zibbity,
Watch
zorp.
this. I'll go into HD just to... We found out that if I'm screen sharing, I go all soft focus on y'all. Hey, look at that. It's all of us in high def.
High definition. Well, everybody, thank you for tuning in this week. We hope that you had a good time and learned something about physics. And I know I did. Hashi, do you have anything you want to say before we go?
Too. I just want to say that, whenever whenever you can, get physical.
Get physical. Michael, I'm not going to ask you what you have to say, because I really want to end on what Hashi said and this weird babbling that I did at the end. Thank you, everybody. Have an amazing week. We'll see you next week. Bye.